If we're getting an origin story of Aunt Gladys, I don't want the origin story from 10, 15 years ago. I want it to be the 60s. I want it to feel like a period piece like the others, because the others dating back to like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that gives an element of suspense that a lot of filmmakers aren't tapping into. That added to the suspense because when you go back to those times, you don't have a lot of access to things we have that are commonplace to us now. And so that adds this element of suspense that elevates the story. And so if they're going to do an origin story of Gladys, or at least tap into Gladys's lore, I want them to go back to the 60s. Gladys is a witch. Spoiler alert. She goes to her sister's house. She's been taking care of a loved one that dies. And now she has a terminal illness and needs help. This is what her little sister thinks. Her little sister is clueless, as we can see. When we meet her, we're thinking that she's coming here because she needs help because she's dying and they don't want to put her in a hospice. So she is siphoning the energy from her sister and her brother-in-law, Alex's parents, to prolong her life. Now, remember, when she meets with the principal, she mentions that they have consumption, which is basically tuberculosis. That could mean she could be 100, she could be 200 years old. We don't know. But I want it to be dated back to years when tuberculosis was an illness that they didn't understand how to cure. And she's been over the years siphoning or evacuating the energy from people, strangers, to prolong her life until she gets to this town in her sister's house, and she has to use her sister and brother-in-law. And then when they don't work because maybe they're sick, they don't know it, or they're too old, she uses the kids as weapons. I want to go back to those times. I want to see her lore, see who she's been siphoning energy, sucking energy from to prolong her life because she had tuberculosis from the 60s or something, if they're going to do it. And Zack Cregger, as we can see, is a brilliant director, so he'll figure it out. But in figuring it out, don't give us current times. Scare the bejesus out of us by making it like the others, tapping into that otherworldly time that seems so far away from us, because that elevates the story. What do you think? Do you want an origin story of Gladys? Do you want to know her lore? Or do you just not like weapons and you just want to move on with your life?